the commitment of His Excellency to ensuring that there is peace and security in this country. Because without peace and security, of course, as we all know, we can forget about development.
For the beneficiaries, it was another moment of saying thank you to their Commander-in-Chief, whom they described as one of them and concerned about their welfare.
Through Honorable Secretary General, Head of Civil Service, I want to assure His Excellency that these trucks, the 10 trucks that are given to the police and also 20 trucks to the army, will be well maintained and will ensure that the maintenance log or period are strictly adhered to.
The 20 trucks which have been given to us today will go a long way in addressing those needs and concerns of the Gambia Armed Forces. There is not much to say, like I said before, just to thank His Excellency the President and to thank you, the Honorable Ministers and the entire government for the support that they continue to provide to the armed and security services of this country. We are all cognizant of the fact that peace and stability is a necessity for any development to take place.
The trucks donated to the armed and security services are expected to help the security services overcome most of their mobility obstacles. Aissatou Badiansar, Grts.
The African Cashew Alliance on Thursday visited President Jammeh's cashew plantations in Kanilai at the end of their 6th annual conference in the Gambia. The conference discussed and reviewed the state of cashew growing and processing in Africa. Delegates, as Maud Jallo reports, were impressed with the state of cashew production in Kanilai and its potential to strengthen the Gambia's position as a major producer of cashew in Africa.
Press from their 4-day conference on how to improve and maximize cashew production and exportation, members of the Africa Cashew Association Thursday visited the President's cashew plantations in Kanilai. During their meeting in Banjul, delegates had extensively discussed the state of cashew production in Africa, with emphasis on maximizing production and increasing value for farmers and traders.
They are an organization that is involved in cashew growing, and the big man is also an active farmer as far as cashew growing is concerned. So they want to seize this opportunity to come to Kanilai and see exactly what the big man is doing.
They were taking on a conducted tour of the vast plantations, where Senghor explained the various stages of production and output.
Here is about 50 hectares of cashew. That is beginning from the main checkpoint around Kanilai up to around Alakunda 2. It's measuring about 50 hectares, and this year we harvested about 7.5 tons of cashew seeds from this farm.
They later visited another plantation that has just been planted with an improved variety of cashew got from Nyomi. The Gambia has been identified as a potential powerhouse in cashew production in West Africa, and these plantations in Kanilai are expected to significantly contribute to Gambia's emergence as a major producer of this emerging cash crop. Mamadou Jallo, Grts.
Narcotics officers have arrested 2 suspected cannabis farmers in Foni. 2 others believed to be in the cannabis trade said to have been en route to Brikama have also been intercepted at Siliti. Ibrahim Jada was at the latest NDEA briefing, and this is his report.
And countless seats underline the large number of cases besieging the National Drug Enforcement Agency. The discovery of 2 plantations and the arrest of 2 suspected cannabis farmers by narcotic personnel in Foni Bintankarana in the West Coast region appear to highlight an increase in the cultivation of the prohibited drug around the country.
On their arrival at the plantation farm, they found the accused person watering his cannabis plant. He was arrested, and the cannabis plants were uprooted, counted, and it amounts to 85 plants of suspected cannabis. A further search was conducted at the farm, and they discovered a barrel, a blue barrel containing 31 big bundles of suspected cannabis. And further search also reveals a 20-liter gallon full of cannabis sheet, another 5-liter gallon, and a half empty bag of rice with cannabis seeds.
Ensa Kujabi was arrested at his cannabis farm in Foni. After uprooting a great number of plants from the farm, personnel also discovered 31 bundles of the prohibited drug and a bank of seeds on the plantation.
On a similar case too, another suspect in the name of Yaya Koli was arrested within the same vicinity, also attending to his plantation, cannabis plantation farm in Fonyi Bintankarana at Jakin village in the same vicinity, just about some meters away from Esa Kujabi's farm. So he too was arrested with more than 100 small plants of cannabis sativa, and further search was conducted, and a single barrel gun was also arrested with him, with one live cartridge. And currently they are all under the custody of the NDA, helping officers in their investigation.
Narcotics personnel also uprooted more than 100 small plants on Yaya Koli's farm in the same village. Meanwhile, two other suspects, namely Lamin Baji and Samba Sow, are aiding ongoing probes after being arrested with several bundles of suspected cannabis sativa in Siliti. Baji, a native of Manduar, was found with 6 bundles, and his colleague Samba Sow, a Brikama resident who tried to escape arrest, was also apprehended with 3 packs of suspected cannabis.
Really, some people are not still adhering to NDA's call and the call of the president to fight against drug, particularly illicit drug for that matter. I mean, it shows that really some people are still cultivating this thing, and the NDA will not take it light. And I think it's high time for the people to recognize the existence of the Drug Control Amendment Act 2011. The punishment for trafficking have been increased. The principal act states that any person who is found guilty of trafficking shall be fined not less than $1 million in addition 10 years.
With the cultivation of the prohibited drug on an ostensible rise, the National Drug Enforcement Agency wants the public to understand that the legislation prohibiting cannabis also bans the possession of seeds and other substances related to the drug. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
The National Environment Agency, NEA, is pleased to inform the general public that the next Operation Clean the Nation shall be held on Saturday, 24th September 2011 throughout the country. All governors, Sefolu, Alkalolo, and councillors are being reminded that the presidential directive has been issued that requires all of them to organize and coordinate the national cleanup exercise in both urban and rural communities throughout the country. The National Environment Agency kindly solicits the support, cooperation, and active participation of the general public. We'll go for a short break now. The news continues momentarily.
Walang official la ñing extreme sim card
ila official extreme sim card sang say
ha dalstan
official ya kele ko teke isi sim card kuto sang dala sitanda ma
walang official la ñing extreme sim card de mu yalon ko dalstan ani lulu credit ko le ba kono
dala sitanjo ye tanni lulu soto isa soto no dula belto
sim card kuto mu yalon ko dalstan ani lulu credit ko le ba kono ndum aka wafi dalstan damal la official damal se ñin nati no ali.
Welcome back. The Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh is back in Yemen after a 3-month absence. It comes amid fierce fighting between his supporters and revolutionary forces. Mr. Saleh left the country in June for treatment in Saudi Arabia after he was wounded in an attack on his palace. CNN's Mohammed Jamjoon tells us more on the latest situation in Yemen.
And we've seen today already, we're getting reports that there are tens of thousands of anti-government demonstrators out in the streets of Sana'a. Meanwhile, on Yemen state television, we've seen pictures of tens of thousands of supporters of the president who are out in the streets. We've heard reports of tanks rolling through the streets, that soldiers there who are loyal to the president are firing rounds of celebratory gunfire upon hearing the news that President Saleh has returned. And I can tell you that everybody that I've spoken with today, whether in the Yemeni government or the protest movement, has expressed absolute shock and some dismay at his return. The conventional wisdom from the people that I've been speaking with the past few months was that Saleh would probably not return, or at least not for the time being, that he would find some way to bow out gracefully. Now, Saleh has maintained his defiance. He's always said he will come back to Yemen, so he's delivered on his promise. But a lot of people thought that if he came back, it would be the worst thing for that country. And we've seen repeated calls by the U.S., the UK, the EU, the UN for him to step aside to sign a power transfer deal. In the past few days, when dozens of people were killed in Yemen as a result of clashes in various cities, when hundreds of people were wounded, when Amnesty International said the country was